Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. So guess what? We got the car in today. Take a look. Awesome. And now these are the tools we're gonna be working on with today. We're gonna be using your scanner, your brushes, your degreaser, and of course your gloves. We'll talk more about it in detail after this.
Yo, 3 people left.
Dude, they're still fighting.
Yo! Got him!
Alright guys, so let's get serious. First and foremost, let's go ahead and run some codes. One of the first thing I do is get my phone ready. 933. Get my phone ready and start reading some codes. Snap this. Alright. Go ahead and read some codes. Scan. As that's going, I'll get my phone ready. I'll be taking pictures. Alright, so far we only have one code. So I was is the P.1 Alright, so now that we got the codes read, now we know exactly what's triggering the system as of right now. Alright guys, so take a look at this. This motor right here, as you can see, there's a lot of sweating areas. This was pretty much our symptoms that oil has spilled in the past and dirt has just built up on. Now, example on a sample like this, as you can see, your valve cover gasket, it looks like in the past it has spilled oil. Recommend the client to replace your valve cover gasket to avoid any future oil spills. Over here, I'll take a look into this, as there could be a possible leak, or when pouring oil, the pipe spilled it, didn't clean it, and now there's just oil that's been sitting there with dirt now. So in this instance, I'll go ahead and inspect this piece to make sure that there's no actual leakage. That's like any type of vacuum leak. Okay, your intake hoses is very notorious when it comes to vacuum leaks. So if you have a vacuum leak code, you want to take a look into this type of hose. Okay. Power steering, very notorious. As you can see, it's a very common symptom that happens on BMWs, that they start leaking. And yeah, look at that, it's just build of gunk, you know. So now let's take a look at your hoses. Always want to make sure that they're kind of stiff and not too spongy. A spongy hose will pretty much tell us that the hose is pretty bad. So as far as this is the type of brushes we're going to be using. Some goes to different areas, some goes from plastic, you know, sensitive areas. The way we're going to be going is, first we're going to go ahead and moisturize this with water. Make sure that we could try to brush off as much as we can with the light one, okay? And of course use a degreaser. In my case it's Purple Power. Some people prefer Simple Green or any other choices. By all means, that's up to your preference, but that's personally my favorite. Alrighty, let's take a look. Alright guys, so when you're gonna wet the motor, you want to make sure that first of all you haven't run the car for, you know, and the car is not hot, because if you're gonna apply cold water to a hot motor, you have a high chance to crack that motor. Okay, so make sure the car is warm, not hot or cold, okay, but it's best to be at least warm so you could have some of that grease to fall off, and you don't want it too hot. So first and foremost, you want to cover all your electrical components. So example like this is an electrical power supply, so you want to cover that. It comes with a little plastic. Then you want to observe to make sure that there's any type of wires that might need to be covered. Okay, so you might want to cover this. If there's anything that has split, you want to cover that, put some tape around there or a plastic bag. But that's something that prior to your inspection, you want to make sure before you dump water into your motor that all your areas that you're gonna be throwing water are gonna be okay. Okay, you want to cover those with plastic or use some tape if they need tape around it. Alright guys, also you can use 409 as a degreaser. This is really good stuff too. So now that we have actually soaked the car, we already have removed most of the dirt. Now we're gonna go ahead and start degreasing certain areas. So like here, all this stuff here, we'll just go ahead in little areas. We don't wanna go all crazy and start soaking everything up when we haven't even got the first layer of grease out yet, okay? So this is what we'll do. Work in sections, you know. Okay, you take your little plastic brush. You know, sometimes, like I said, it might work. Sometimes the dirt has been so gunked up in there, it might not even budge. But hey, it's always good to start with the plastic ones first, then not, you know, then going all crazy and maybe scratching up certain plastics that you don't want scratch. So that's what I tend to do. You always want to go with the brush first, start removing as much gunk as possible. I'm not really just spraying this all over, okay? This is make sure that the degreaser goes all over the place, okay? And I'm also gonna teach you guys a really awesome trick. Now this trick is something I have done for quite some time, which actually I forgot to bring it out. But it actually does work mainly on older vehicles. Okay, so let's take a look over here. So over here, okay, it looks like it's clean, right, for the most part. Well, my finger keeps taking most of this dirt out. And one of the best ways to clean this area, and it's very important though, and the way you do this is with actually oven cleaner, okay? And oven cleaner could go ahead and detail this and clean this up really good, but you gotta be very careful when you use it, because if you're surrounded by that plastic areas or a lot of little plastic things like this, or even cables that are loose, okay, you want to be very careful, because that product could go ahead and just chew right through the plastic, okay? So that's something that I don't advise, that's why I did not show it here, but it's something that I use when it comes to like really tough metal areas. And we're gonna go like this. Notice I'm not using gloves. Don't do this. Make sure you use gloves, okay? Don't be that guy. Use gloves. Putting it on there so it could be easier for me to agitate it and get it cleaned up real fast. If you are having issues passing emissions, this and this little one is the cause of your problem. So we'll talk more about that in detail in later DIY videos, but stay tuned. Alright guys, so let's recap. Right now what we have done is remove all the grease from the motor. Okay, we cleaned it out as much as possible. All the metal components have been really very clean. Now it's time to put some dressing on there. Right now what I'm currently using is actually the Super Shine for the interior. Yes, it is supposed to be the exterior. Why am I using interior? Why? Because it does the same thing. It works, okay? Trust me on this, it works. So if you find a better deal on the interior over the exterior, go with the interior. Fine. You're just gonna go ahead and soak it up like this for a little bit. Okay? Gotta take a brush. this brush right here is pretty good when it comes to like little tough areas that you can't get to, you know. So you always want to have a brush like this, like areas like this. So I wouldn't recommend having a rag, because the rag kind of removes the stuff that you put it on there. So using a brush technique has been very, very helpful, especially when it comes to areas like this that you need to put it in between the cracks, so it could be nice and looking freshly new, like the rest of the other stuff, you know. So alright guys, so this is the last bit of things to do, is to check your card one last time. So we're gonna go ahead and scan the card. There you go, 0128. Alright guys, so we're done. We're finished. Take a look. So this is the finished product. Okay. So I hope you guys like it. Please don't forget to start with the top first, okay? Because it has happened to me in the past where I start to clean up everything and I completely forget all about the top. And then finds out that now I have to clean the top, and all that dirt is now gonna be going all over the motor that I just kind of cleaned. Okay, so don't forget to start with the top, and also guys, take your time with whichever area you feel comfortable working with. So example like me, I started with this area, started with the plastic stuff, then started over here, now tackled all the metal stuff. And remember how I used that oven degreaser? Well, there you go. Now I tackled that area and I got that out of the way, so then I could go ahead and finish up with the rest of it, you know. So don't rush, you know, take your time. It does take some time to get things done right, but hey, once you get it done the first or second time, by the time you clean it the third time, you're just taking dirt off. So you're not really gonna be doing a lot of work because everything's so much simple, and you're gonna be saving money on chemicals as well. Alright guys, so if you did like the video, go ahead and click the like and share, subscribe button, please. Hope you guys like it. Stay tuned.